with your thoughts. Yeah.
Can I start?
Yep. Please go
Yeah,
ahead.
thank you. Thanks for the intro. Hi guys. So, today we are going to see how we are going to improve the productivity with the help of the three great powerful tools like Power BI, DevOps, Microsoft Teams. So, all these tools playing a major role in recent days in all over the place. So, let's see how we can integrate each together and how we can be more productive in these quarantine times. So, this is my basic introduction, like about me myself. I'm working as a product lead at Shopify. So I'm a Microsoft certified trainer and a certified developer and a Shishap Konar MVP. So here are my contact details, so you can contact me for any queries. So let's get into the session. So this is going to be our agenda for today. So we'll be seeing how what is the Azure DevOps Analytics Services and how we can integrate the Azure DevOps with Power BI, and what are the different ways that we can get in our data into the Power BIs from DevOps, and how we are going to integrate that with Teams. So that's how we are going to cover all the three together. So Azure DevOps Analytics Service. So Analytics Service, it's nothing but a reporting service. The platform that is inbuilt in Azure DevOps. So Azure DevOps, as you know, that it not only mean to run our development and operational things like using CI/CD purposes. It is a complete like a complete project management tool. So you can maintain all your tasks, all your bugs, and you can track the statuses, and you can get the intuitive reports, everything from Azure DevOps that is possible. So what it does is, so the analytics service, it just automatically pulls in the data from the DevOps data that we are working on, our work items, like either it's a task or it is any issues or it's a bug, and it will generate a great data for us. So this analytics service is generally available now for all the organization, whoever is using the Azure DevOps. And coming to Power BI integration, so integrating this Azure DevOps with Power BI is still in preview. So most of the tenants who have enabled the preview feature will have this functionality enabled onto them. So that's how before it get released. So let's get on to how it's going to help us. So that's how we are going to see here. So in general, Azure DevOps Analytics Service, as you see, it's a great tool to help to run a project for the project manager, so that so they will be able to easily get their burn down charts and cumulative charts and burn up charts, everything. So how the process is moving on, how the task status is, how many tasks are processed on day-to-day basis. So this analytics service give a great intuitive reports. But the thing is, even though we have these kind of reports, it is not customizable. So we can add our own widgets, but still, if you want to generate your own report in a in a defined way that your customer expects or your company expects, there is there our Power BI plays a great role. So as of now in our analytics service, so these are the data that are available to generate the analytics. For example, you can use create boards, data from the boards like any work items, like task bugs like that, and any build related information, any release related information, and the test plans if you have planned any test plans, or your repository code related information, and any publish artifacts if you have involved. These are the six major sections that you can get the data in your Azure DevOps Analytics services. So we will have some hands-on demos for at the end of the session, so you'll be get some better understanding. So basic now the Power BI integration. So it's just nothing but a report which we can generate any Power BI. You can generate any type of report based on your needs. So in just by using out of the box options, there are a lot of integrations available to pull in your data, and now DevOps is being a part of it, and which is still in the preview. To start with our Power BI integration with Azure DevOps, we need these prerequisites, like we need a Power BI desktop with the October 2018 latest updated version, which has the Azure DevOps preview version available. and we need to have the required permissions to access the analytics services into another system called Power BI. So since that deals with your project related data, you need to have either at least view permission on those analytics services. If you need to be a project team member of that project, and you need to aware of that how you can build your reports in Power BI. Like there are a lot of options. It's a great tool. So and you need to be aware that what are the Power BI options that are available. So now coming to this, what are the ways that we can pull in our data into the Power BI using from the Azure DevOps? So there are three main areas that we can use to bring in the data into the Power BI, like connecting using either the OData queries. So as we are a developer, so you know that OData queries are a great tool so that we can filter our data on the go in the URL, and we can get in only the required data into the Power BI. So that's the best approach to go with this Power BI integration with Azure DevOps, because it gets only the required data. It no need to load the data every time. And also the second one is connecting using the default connectors. So connectors in the sense, yes, if you're aware of like Power Apps and Logic Apps kind of things, from a single app, you could be able to connect to any platforms. Likewise, in Power BI also, we should be able to connect to any of the data sources like either SQL or Excel or SharePoint. Like that, now we have a separate connector for Azure DevOps. So in Azure DevOps, there is a connector available, and the one thing to note here is in Azure DevOps connector, we should be able to pull in only the work items for now, since that's in the preview version. You won't be able to pull in all these 6 data sources in your Azure DevOps in Power BI, but pretty much that is also fine. So you'll be able to get your all the work items in the sense. So it will give you all the tasks or bugs and what is the status, who it is assigned to, and how long it takes going to complete. This kind of data is available. And the next one is OData feed connector. The feed connector, it is best advisable to use if your project is a small project and you are going to have only very limited amount of data, because if you are going to consider this for the very large project with the, dealing with the multiple work items, so that's going to affect your performance over here. Okay, so we have seen that what is the required prerequisite to build the data in Power BI, and now going to Teams, what you need in Teams. Since that is another third big factor that we are dealing now. What are the permissions that you need, and what are the things you need to be ready within your Teams to use these Power BI reports? The first thing is you need to have a Power BI Pro license. So I guess you'll be getting it with EFI, or else your Power BI report has to be generated with the Power BI Premium option in it, with that license. So these are these two things you need to have as in a license perspective. So then only if you create a report and you add it in your team, your users will be able to consume that reports. Even though you have you have a permission to the project for which we are generating the report, Power BI is a separate license, and you need to have its own license, like either a Pro license or it should be a premium report. Then next one, the Power BI Teams tab. So Microsoft Teams, you should have the permission to add the Power BI tab into your Teams, and also your users must have signed into the Power BI license to activate their licenses. And as I said previously, analytics services also deals with data. So you need at least a viewer permission on your Teams, on your project workspace, enabled on your assigned to a specific user. So I will show you how to assign that as well. So then only you'll be able to read the data, and the Power BI can show you a neat data. Now let's see something in demo for all these things, so that you'll be able to get some better understanding. So I will stop and share the screen again. Yeah, hope you are able to see my screen. To start with, our basic prerequisite is we need to have our Power BI desktop to be installed. So I have got my Power BI desktop installed with my test demo tenant, and we need to configure the permissions to the DevOps access service, analytics services. So let me show you how to grant the permissions or how to manage the permissions within the analytics services, so that you should be able to control it. This is my DevOps for my test organization, and I have created a project called a Teams demo. So I have these are the work items that we are talking about. So work items where it involves your tasks or bugs or epics like that. So these are the tasks, and these are the week boards that I have talked about. You see the boards, build, release, repos, artifacts, everything is available in your left pan. These are the boards or the repos or the test plans, artifacts. These items are accessible in your analytics services. So now let's see how to grant the permission for your analytics service. So if you open up your project at the bottom, you'll be able to get the project settings, and if you are an administrator for that project, you'll be able to see these options. And inside that, there is an option for permissions show here, where you will be able to manage the permissions either in the group wise or these are the default groups that are created for this project, and are either by a user wise. So I have added my own user, and I have created one test user for this specific project. I am clicking on that. So now here are all the permissions that are related to this project that is specific to this user. For example, if you see here, we have a separate section called analytics. So here you can grant permission, either the user should be able to delete the shared analytics services, or he should be able to view, or he can edit, he or she can edit. So for our need, these are the 3 roles available. It is all inherited by default. If you want to deny the permission, you can set it as denied, or if you want to allow, then you can do it. For our scenario, we just need at least the basic permission to be allowed for this user. So I have enabled it for now. Now I'm going to boards. So here, as I said, Azure DevOps Analytics Services is offering few of the analytics things that we can check. Let me open up the, so there is no data. I will open up the sprint. I think it's taking time for me. Yeah, I got it. So these are the general Kanban boards. Where you can see all your tasks in a board structure, and here in the analytics you'll be able to see the burn down chart and the burn up chart, whatever I say in my previous screen. I have not entered any data for this, so I don't see anything over here. But the thing is, so here you see only predefined charts. How you are going to customize this charts and this task related information for your needs. That's why we are going to get involved with Power BI. So here is my Power BI desktop. So now let's connect this Power BI desktop with this Azure DevOps services. So which is the first step to generate our report. Then we will see how to integrate it with Microsoft Teams. So I'm just going to connect it with the data source. Here if you see, once you open up the Power BI, there's an option for get data. You can click more. So here you can search for DevOps, which is easy to get. So it comes under online services category, and you get the result over here. As I said, so Azure DevOps, it is available for boards only right now. So boards in the sense, so you will be able to get all these work items and the sprint related details and the task related details. You will not be able to access this repos or pipelines or other stuffs in Power BI desktop for now. But let's go with boards. I'm going to connect it. Power BI desktop, you should be able to connect with multiple organizations as well. This is since this acts as a separate license, So now I'm going to connect with my own organization, which I have created for test purpose. And project name is, this is my organization URL. I've given my project name. So I'm just going with, so this is the second connector type that I talked about in my previous session. So in this slide, so out of these three options to connect your data within the Power BI, I'm going to use this data connector. So we no need to write any code or something. So it is simply a business user perspective. So it is easy to get the data. So I have used the Azure DevOps connector. Now you see it just pulled all the task related work items and the task related information from my Azure DevOps. Now I'm going to pick which one I want. So I'm going to select both the tasks and work items. See, it has my preview. I'm going to transfer the data, and you can see it is a query editor. You can see your data over here. So these are all the teams related and the task that I have assigned. Just going to close and apply. So just querying our data for now. We are done with the connected. Now it is fetching the data. Then we should be able to create the report. Yeah, now we got the data. So let's build some sample report from here. For example, I'm going with the title and state, and who it is assigned to. So this is simple data. So let me choose some pie chart. So this is a visualization. So this is just a sample Power of Power BI. You can configure everything here, and it will immediately reflect in here. So legends, I don't want a legend in the sense. So which you see in here, I don't want the title as a legend. So I'm going to set state as the legend, and I'm going to remove this assigned to. Okay. Yeah, I have created some basic report. So if you see in this report, I could be able to see how many pending tasks are here. Like this state stays, the legend is doing this blue color. It denotes that tasks are doing in status, and this is task done status, and this is to do status. Now I have created some sample report. Now to publish into Power BI, before I go in and publish into the Teams, so let me save it. Okay. Wait, I think it's, I'm just going to save it for safer purpose. I just saved my report, so I won't lose my data. So let me open up my team. So why do we need this Power BI kind of integration, so that which helps to increase and keep on productivity and keep on touch with our data? For example, I'm just going to remove this one. So we already have a DevOps connector. This is a team, and when you come into your team, this is what I talk about. You at least you need permission to add the tab. We already have a DevOps connector, but the thing is, it is also limited again. Now let's see what are the options available in the default DevOps connector. So then we'll see why we need this Power BI. For example, I'm going to select the organization, since one user can belong to different organizations. I'm going to connect with my organization. So if you see, we have only two options. Either you can add a dashboard that you have dashboard in the sense. So first let me select the project. Yeah. So dashboard, either you can create a dashboard from this section, either it will be an overview that you created over here, or you can either see a Kanban board. Kanban board in the sense that will be like a to view the task status and task details, but you won't get any report kind of steps. For example, I am going with the epics. I have created some epics over here. This is the project I have created, and this is the team. I'm just going to save it. Yeah, so I have got DevOps integrated within this teams, but you see, I am able to get only my board kind of stuff. I don't get any kind of reports like that customized in the way that which I want. So that's how we are going to do with the Power BI, which we have done right now. Now let's see how to integrate the same within this Power BI, so teams. So I have created a report here. Now we need to publish it, right? So we need to publish our reports. Now it is created and it is available in my machine, but we need to publish. Generally, it will be available to access from our teams. Then top pan, if you see, there's an option for publish. Yeah, it's open. Okay, I think it is. It is showing my different works. I think I need to log out and log in. 1 second. Now it fetching the details from workspaces from my Power BI workspace. The thing is, if you see this, there is an option called Power Saturday. I have not created any workspace called Power Saturday. It is all connected. Power BI, Teams, Azure DevOps, as you know, everything comes under Microsoft platform, so it is all connected here. For example, this is a Power Saturday team which I created. For example, maybe suppose if I going to create another team, you can directly publish your reports from this Power BI to any of your team which you have access. For example, I am going to create another team. Sorry, create as a public team. Before that, I will open up Power BI. All these steps you can do only in Power BI desktop, because in Power BI online version we have some restrictions. So let me open up that Power BI online. I think it's so yeah. I think so I have some bad network, so Power BI it pulls in the report, so it gets taking some time to load. I just want to show you how the workspaces works. It's okay. So if you can see only two workspaces here, my workspace and Power Saturday. My workspace is a default one. Now if I create another it's loaded. So my workspace, Power Saturday, and these we can publish our Power BI reports to only these workspaces, or else if we have the Power BI report generated as a shared link, we should be able to add it. Now we are going with the default option. Now the teams and this is already connected, so I'm going. Now I'm going to create one team. Then it will appear automatically here as one of my workspace. Power Saturday 1. Let's skip this for now. I have created a team here. It will take some time to reflect in here, I guess. Let me once again sign out and sign in. Maybe that will pull up my data again. Okay, I think it will take some time to, yeah, I got my workspace here, Power Saturday 1. So if you see, once I create a team, it will available here. I think it should be available here as well, but I guess it takes some time to reflect in this desktop version. So that's okay. For now, let's deploy it. I just want to show you our workspace, team workspace also will be available here. I'm just going to select this and deploy it. It's got deployed to our workspace now. Now let's go to the team. Even if it is a different team, you could be able to add your report, I guess. Now we have another connector here, Power BI. So we have used Azure DevOps connector in Power BI to create the generate the reports, and now we are going to use Power BI connector within the teams. So it's all interlinked within each other. DevOps to Power BI and Power BI to teams. Now we have a connector for Power BI. It will list all our workspaces. You see my workspace are available here, but I have not published my report to this page, right? So I need to choose it from here. So this is our report. So I'm going to got it. So now our Azure DevOps related task detailed data is being integrated within the Microsoft Teams. So this is just a sample report which I created for the demo purpose. But if you see in Power BI, there are a lot of reports which you can create and customize within a minutes based on your to track your projects and how your tasks are moving on, rather than getting simply at this kind of dashboard view. If you get something and report kind of things like this, so you get the numbers on hand, like how many tasks are in progress on you. For example, if I hover on this, yeah, these are the 3 tasks in doing the same report that we get in here. So that's how we have integrated our Power BI Azure DevOps through analytics services using the Power BI in Microsoft Teams. So now coming to the data refresh. So since it's a Power BI hosted in Power BI, the report hosted in Power BI, the data needs to be refreshed. So we can schedule the data refresh, but the thing is it won't be refreshed live on time. It's not an on time data. It will take some time to refresh your data, but at the same time you should be able to configure how at what frequency the data has to be refreshed. For example, if you have enough permissions and enough licenses, let me show you how you can configure the data refresh time. For example, maybe you may be productive in some either in the daytime or something like either morning to evening. In those time you should be able to configure the schedule the refresh time of this Power BI report. For example, if you open your workspace and if you go to the data sets, you should be able to see your settings. Yeah, we can configure the refresh data for each and every data set. So because everything is a different report, right? So here you can configure everything. So like your source credentials, and here you have an option for scheduled refresh. Suppose if you want to keep your data up to date with the lifetime, so you can turn on this feature, and you can either it is a weekly report or it is a daily report that you need to take. Suppose some reports you may be weekly statuses you will be sending. For that, you no need to go to the Azure DevOps and track all the statuses and look for these cards and look for the default reports. You can build your own reports from either a PM perspective, and you should be able to configure this data. You can select the time zone, on which time zone it has to be refreshed, and here you can add the time. At what time the data has to be refreshed. For example, you will be coming to office by 10 in the morning. You can choose this 9:30. At this time, the data has to be refreshed. For example, now it is 5:02. I am in India, so I am selecting Chennai as my location. So let's see how this works. Okay, I think I have only two options. So here there is also limitation for this as well. For example, you should be able to configure only 48 times over here. You cannot configure more than that. That's in the sense. That's why we have only two options here. 48 time combination only. Per day 24 hours, and every half an hour. That means every half an hour you should be able to refresh your data. I think that's pretty much enough, right? So refreshing your Power BI data every half an hour. And also, if there is any problem while refreshing your data, you could be reported to someone else in your organization, so that it is addressed. You can make sure that it is addressed. So I am so our changes have been applied, but I guess it will take some time to refresh here, but no problem. Suppose now let me go and change the status of any one project for any one task. For example, here I can see that status of this task. Some task is in doing status, that means it is in progress, and it is the count is 3. I think I have 9 tasks, so all are equal. Let me change some task from here. For example, this is generate reports for dev task. I have completed that, so let me mark it as done. Let's save and close. Now the data refresh, which I said is, now even if you refresh your data here, it won't be affected, because we have scheduled it to refresh the data at the time of 5:30. But if you see the time is 5:05 only. But still, if you want to keep this dashboard updated, you don't need to go wait for that refresh thing to happen. For example, now I'm coming to my Power BI desktop. Since this is connected directly to this source, and this Power BI is also connected to my workspace, I'm just going to refresh my data from here. It will fetch all the details. It's loading. Yeah, now our report got updated. if you see, since I have moved one task from doing to completed, the chart get updated. And here now, if you do this refresh, your data. One second. Yeah, I think, yeah, I need to publish it. So I just refresh the data. Now I need to publish. This is all manual process. Suppose if you want to do some changes and you want your team to be updated with this latest data. See, now you see my another team Power Saturday once has appeared here. It will take some time. But the thing is, you don't need to go and create a separate workspace. Whatever the team you create, it will appear here. Yeah, it will ask for either to replace. Got it. Our data got updated. Now if I refresh this, yeah, it's affected. Now we see that state things got updated, and you can have the filters right away from here, as you know, by the default, and you should be able to export the data. All these stuffs you can do it from here itself. You know, the thing is, as Microsoft protecting the teams collaboration, so each and everything that you can get within the teams, you don't even go to any of the system, even it's a Microsoft system like DevOps or Power BI, you don't need to go anywhere. Everything you can get it within the teams itself. That's the power of this Teams tabs integration. Now again, if there is any changes in the data, it will be automatically refreshed by the time of 5:30. So that's why we have scheduled it. And if you want to see any table related data, so I think show us table will give us the detailed structure as well. So that's how we have integrated our DevOps related task related within the Microsoft Teams using Power BI. So do you have any queries, guys, for now? Okay, so let me show you that Power BI report that we have generated in this desktop will be affected here as well. So you can go to your report section and you can find it here also. Again, suppose if you want this report to be embedded in a URL as a link, you should be able to give. As I said, this Power BI report, if you want to integrate in anywhere in the Teams or somewhere, you can handle the permission. It is not explicitly open. For example, here you can find at the top there is a share permission available. If you click on that share, you can manage the permissions for this report, because suppose if you are dealing with any finance related data or that's something confidential, you will be able to manage the permission here. For example, I am just so this report is available to this mail. So let me try to log in with another user. Sorry, I forgot that. Yeah, so we have got one question like, can we use Power Automate to publish or data refresh? Yeah, I guess so. If we have the connector, thanks David for asking. So I'm not sure whether we have a connector in the Power Automate to with the Power BI to publish the data refresh. So if it is there, I guess we should be able to do it. Or else you can you can schedule it as I shown. So it will be refreshed automatically by for every half an hour. So per day you could be able to configure it for you should be able to do that for 48. So for every half an hour it will be 48 times you should be able to refresh the data. So let me open the team in another view. Yeah. Let me add this. Yes, correct. So if we have automate it, we no need to schedule. We no need to schedule to get the live data. But the thing is, in automate, this is also scheduling is also one-time activity, right? So you schedule it and it will automatically pull the data and refresh it everywhere where all the reports are scheduled. It will be refreshed all over the places. It is also an automation, but the thing is you need to go and configure. Yeah, so let's open this. I am yeah. Thank you, David. So you can see the report link here. I just copied it. As I said in our in my prerequest in our slide, so the user has to activate their Power BI license. So even though this user will have a license, maybe I need to sign into the Power BI account to view the report. See, even though it is connected within the team Office 365 environment. If this user is assigned with the proper license, you should be able to view the report. The reports will take some time to load. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, I guess you are right. Thanks for David. You quickly got us found a thing. So yeah, this you can. I guess it should be doable. Like you should be able to refresh your data set using the Microsoft Flow. So apart from this limitation of 48 hours of time, I guess if you use either Flow or Power Automating, so you should be able to do it at any time. Yes. A quick find, David. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, it's taking some time. Okay, fine. So it's taking some time. So let me show you some other stuff. Like so, along with this, so you can restrict the permissions from here, like using the share option. Also, if you want to publish it and if you want your thing to be embedded into a PowerPoint or any or into a SharePoint Online, you can do it from here. For example, if you want to embed in SharePoint Online, you could be able to get this report URL, same as like we do in for Teams. There is a widgets available in SharePoint also, so where you can go ahead and put in this URL and it will be publicly available to everyone. So that's all for today's session, guys. So hope you got some useful insights about how integrating, connecting all these three major services and get your data, get everything within the teams. So if you have any other queries, so we can discuss since we have some time. Thanks, David, for your query.
Thank you, Giacomo. Very good. Session.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, and thanks for the opportunity to the team, to the community. It's a great pleasure.
Fantastic. Giacomo, do you want to mute your mic? You don't get feedback.
Yeah. Sorry, I couldn't get you.
Yeah, can you mute your microphone?
Yeah.
Fantastic, thank you. So we're nearly the halfway of the event, and we got the next session coming up from Jasper. Jasper is a Microsoft MVP and modern workplace consultant. So before we start the session, just some information to share again. We do have like those feedback links shared, so I would appreciate if you can give your feedback. Also, there are 2 links available, one from Nigel Frank and Docs42. Please fill in your information if you'd like to be part of a prize draw. Apart from that, we have number of future events coming up. So just wanted to give you guys up-to-date information while we have some more time. So the next event coming up is Customer Service Saturday on 18th of July. Then we have Sales and Marketing Saturday, which is on 25th July. Then we have Power 365 Saturday. It's most probably all the sessions will be in Italian language. There might be a couple of in English. So if you are familiar with that language, please feel free to join in. Then we have Dynamics 365 Commerce Saturday coming up on 8th of August, and so on. So if you'd like to know more about all the future events, please visit www.365portal.org. And also, as I mentioned earlier, we are recording these sessions and they are available after this event. Also, if you like to watch previous events videos, please visit Powerthon channel at YouTube.